I'm John Maupin, Josephine County resident, and I am here. Although I am a member of the fire committee, I am not here to represent the fire committee or speak for the fire committee. I'm here to speak as a private citizen, a taxpayer, and a professional firefighter with 52 years of fire experience. When I read the article in the Courier the other day regarding the consultant's proposal, the first thing that struck me as a private citizen was, why would the BCC unilaterally declare a zone 2 and then ask me to vote on a tax rate that I don't understand how it was derived? And I certainly don't understand what a zone 2 is. In fact, the first time I ever heard the term was when the survey came out. More importantly, by going to a zone 2, the BCC would, at least in the short term, deny the taxpayers in this area the chance to vote on an RFPD, which is particularly disturbing because the advisory ballot that the BCC put out, as you all know, came in with a 2-to-1 favor in 2-to-1 margin in favor of an RFPD with an elected 5-person fire board. The second thought I had, again, as a private citizen, I put on my anti-big government hat, and I thought, why would the BCC add 2 additional layers of bureaucracy? And that would be the chief fire officer and the advisory committee, 2 layers of additional bureaucracy between the citizens and the BCC, and for that matter, between the fire chief and the BCC. As an aside, I can tell you from extensive personal experience in code enforcement that the chief fire official position would be extremely unpopular in Josephine County. Having said that, I support the concept, and I cannot tell you how important I believe as a firefighter that structure clearance around structures is important. Furthermore, as a private citizen, I don't understand why the BCC would add these layers of bureaucracy and cost and still wish to maintain the management of a fire district that is at least 4 times the workload as the existing 4 fire districts. And this would put half the county under a fire authority and half the county under 4 separate fire districts. I don't understand why the BCC would put these layers in effect and still retain management of the fire program, which of course would include, even with your fire board, okay, I'll conclude really quickly, would include the contract development, negotiation and oversight, budget issues, routine complaints, major issues, standards, oversight, and liability. Why would you want that workload?
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate your input. Anybody else want to speak on this subject? Yep, give us a chance here to clean up the place. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Janet Lancaster. I'm the co-founder of Fire Smart Merlin, and I'm on the Fire Protection Committee, but I'm here as representing myself. I'm not representing the committee. I'm going to abandon my prepared comments to try to correct some of the misinformation and false assumptions that I think came out of the PCG presentation. There's nothing that I heard that Zone 2 does that we can't do with an RFPD. An RFPD can be established by order of the commissioners without a tax. And a Zone 2 firmly cements Josephine County as the authority having jurisdiction, which they are now, and they're taking on the liability for any fatalities in the county related to fire, hazmat calls, technical rescues, medical calls. They're taking on that responsibility under a Zone 2. In addition, there's this workload with the Zone 2. There isn't 30 pages of documentation like ORS 478, which is for fire districts. There's less than 600 words around a zone 2. It's a financing mechanism that the Josephine County code about not having a vote, a tax without a vote negates. So there is really no good reason for a zone 2 over an RFPD. I would like, as a person who's spent more than a year, but a year certainly on the committee and others, the opportunity to present to the commissioners, even if it's just around the 5 recommendations, because as Commissioner Fowler pointed out, we, for the most part, agree on 4 of those 5. And in fact, when we did a vote on October 22nd, 7 of the 8 people that voted against supporting a zone 2 over an RFPD. So the community, the support among the committee is not there for a zone 2, which could be problematic. The $1.5 million is very specific. The entire language of House Bill 5050 passed on June 30th is that it is for rural fire protection district startup costs after district is created. Any attempt to misappropriate those funds by Josephine County for anything other than RFPD startup costs after the district is created will be legally challenged. I can promise you that. And the subsidy issues are not addressed with the zone 2 because they say we're going to cover everybody, but we're going to have an opt-out process. So one negates the other. It does not resolve the subsidy issue. Mike Shaw, the supervising deputy fire marshal, provided some comments on October 22nd. I've shared those with some of the commissioners. I've also submitted my document to the county for them to read that. I also don't understand why the commissioners would want to expand county government, expand headcount. I think a zone 2 makes it a big target for the naysayers to come in and shoot it down because basically the county is taking over responsibility for standing up a fire department. An RFPD, by the end of the year, we could also, can also be outsourced or contracted out with a local fire service provider. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.